Good afternoon, happy Saturday. I hope you've been enjoying this so far gloomy and rainy weekend. This is just a forecast check-in before our evening newscast as we're tracking some potentially unsettled weather across the state today and much of the deep south this afternoon. Now we're going to start out with a look across radar across the state of Arkansas. Right now, nothing strong enough to prompt any severe thunderstorm warnings. There is a few stronger storms further south in southern Arkansas right now in Calhoun County, closer to the city of Camden. One of those stronger thunderstorms has been producing some pretty strong wind gusts. We have been seeing some storms producing hail this afternoon, but right now, just keeping an eye on things to our south. If you've been following along since Wake Up Central Saturday, I was talking about this storm system that's off to our west right now. I'm going to kind of zoom out. It's moving into northeast Texas now. Ahead of that, into eastern Texas, central Louisiana, and southwest portions of Mississippi are a few tornado watches in effect. We don't have any active watches in effect right now in the state of Arkansas, but again, those storms are a bit stronger across southern Arkansas, just north of this warm front that's draped through that Texarkana region over into the Ark-La-Miss region over into Mississippi. And right now, again, we're not tracking any active watches in the state, but there is still that potential for severe weather, which is kind of why we're checking in. So if you weren't following along or you weren't up this morning for Wake Up Central Saturday, this is the overall severe risk across the middle and deep south. That bullseye right now is in between central Louisiana and central Mississippi, but some of southeastern Arkansas favoring the potential for some strong storms as well. So kind of that line from West Memphis through Stuttgart, Arkadelphia down to Texarkana, areas east and south of that, under that level 2 out of 5 or slight risk. Now in extreme southeastern Arkansas, where we're talking about at Chico County, Ashley County, portions of Union County, under that level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk, and you even got the southernmost tip of Ashley and Chico County kind of included in that moderate risk this morning. So things are getting stronger out there. As of 1:02, the National Weather Service just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for the storm over portions of Bradley, Calhoun, Cleveland, and Dallas counties. That's for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So we're pulling this up now to show you when we started out, this was that storm I said was a little bit stronger to our south. So right now, that's where we're seeing the strongest storms are in southern Arkansas, but we haven't had any tornado warnings, which is great news. It's just been some hail makers, some windy storms right now, but as we continue through the afternoon, we will see more opportunity for storms to develop. I will say, as we just saw, the heavier threat for severe weather is staying to the south. So if you're staying in Arkansas today, we aren't going to get as heavy hit, but if you have friends or family down in Louisiana or Mississippi, or you're planning on traveling in those directions, definitely going to have more of a potential for stronger storms and maybe even more of a tornado threat down there. Now we're going to break down the severe threats by impacts across the state. This is just for anybody that might not have been up this morning for those updates or want to see some of the latest updates, because these maps have changed just a little bit since this morning. So looking at that tornado threat right now, Pulaski County in the Little Rock Metro, a lot of this threat is going to be, as far as the tornadoes, is staying south of the Little Rock Metro. This is mainly the southeastern half of the state, but you're seeing the heavier potential in that orange and red dashed area. Again, that's further south into that Union County, Ashley County, Chico County, even southern portions of Bradley County. That's where there is more of a potential for a tornado, maybe even a strong tornado, but that's all kind of going to be heavier or more seen throughout Mississippi and Louisiana. Now that yellow shaded region, there is still more of an opportunity for a brief spin up tornado, which is kind of why we're following this closely through the afternoon. If we do happen to get a tornado warning across any of those south central Arkansas counties, of course, we'll have updates on that. There also is that threat for quarter-size or larger hail, which with these severe thunderstorm warnings we've seen this morning, that's really been the size hail. I think the biggest we've seen in southwest Arkansas this morning, there was a storm producing ping pong ball size hail, but The hail threat is staying mainly south. There could be some isolated impacts from any stronger storms that might make their way into southern portions of Saline County or Pulaski County or even into Garland County, but really most of that is staying south. And then those winds gusting between 60 to 80 miles an hour will be possible. And some of those stronger storms would really in southeastern Arkansas, again, those same three counties, Chico, Ashley, and Union County, where you have more of that dash shaded area. That's indicating locations that could see wind gusts over that 70-mile-an-hour mark. So again, the biggest concern is going to stay to our south. There is still a concern for portions of south central Arkansas, at least for the gusty winds and maybe a little bit of hail. I want to take your attention to what we call the CAPE, or instability or storm fuel, because there's a reason we're saying most of this threat is staying to our south. That's because really the storm fuel is staying to our south. This is a look at the storm fuel right now. You see it's really peaking between southeastern Texas into the southern coast of Louisiana, into central Louisiana. That's really where the storm fuel is peaking. We got a little bit of it going on in southeastern Arkansas, eastern Arkansas along that Mississippi River border, but it's not as high as what we're seeing to the south. That's why they have more of that tornado watch and what have you going on down there. But if we advance this a little bit over the rest of the evening, that storm fuel is really going to travel along the Gulf Coast, kind of staying to our south. By 6 o'clock when we're checking in for our newscast, hopefully you'll be joining us. Not a whole lot of storm fuel left in the state, still mainly across southeastern Arkansas, likely impacting Ashley and Chico counties. As we continue through the rest of the evening, I would say to 10 o'clock to our late night show, not a lot of storm fuel left at all between the middle south into Louisiana, or even much of Mississippi is starting to shift towards that East Mississippi, West Alabama region. So this is not going to be an overnight threat, which is great news. You're not going to have to stay up late concerned with severe weather. But at least between now and dinner time, just make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings just in case. Now, if you're just now kind of tuning in, I'm going to take us back to live radar. There's not much of a concern with what's on radar right now. This is just kind of a check-in for anybody that maybe wasn't up for Wake Up Central Saturday, or you were up for a Wake Up Central Saturday and you just want to see the latest forecast updates. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning right now in effect for portions of Bradley, Calhoun, Cleveland, and Dallas County. This storm or this warning really is just for a storm producing some quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Not a super dangerous storm, but as we continue through the evening, we could see a few more spicy storms across really southern and southeastern Arkansas, maybe even a few of them getting into south central Arkansas. Again, the main threat or the main area of concern is going to be to our south between Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. The storm system right now that's hanging out in northeast Texas is we're getting the needed energy for that to our south. The storm fuel is really staying to our south this afternoon, but again, we do still have a lot of moisture and humidity in the air. As this system is moving east, it does provide at least a little bit of lift across some of our southern counties, which is what's bringing that area of concern. So this tornado watch that's in effect across East Texas, pretty much most of the state of Louisiana and Southwest Mississippi, is in effect until 3 o'clock. There was a severe thunderstorm watch in effect this morning for some of southwestern Arkansas, but that expired at noon. So no active watches right now in the state, but we do have that one active severe thunderstorm warning for that storm over just south of, or starting to move north of, the city of Camden. Here's another look just across the middle and deep south of the overall severe risk this morning, or severe risk this afternoon. This map has changed just a little bit from this morning, and the way that it's changed is in the fact that we've got a little bit of that moderate risk now creeping into portions of Chico and Ashley County over in southeastern Arkansas. So if you were up this morning and you saw any of the updates, it was really just that enhanced risk getting that far south in the state, but now we got a little bit of that moderate risk clipping the extreme southeastern Arkansas. So if you know any family or friends out in Ashley or Chico counties, or you're headed in that direction, or maybe you're traveling to Mississippi or Louisiana or intending to today, this is just making sure you have a heads up there. Although things aren't as spicy here in central Arkansas to our south, that could be changing over the coming hours. Now, specifically for the state of Arkansas, breaking this down by specific impacts, most of the threat for tornadoes is staying south of Pulaski County in the Little Rock Metro. But again, those southeastern counties, Ashley, Chico, and even the southeastern half of Union County where El Dorado is, they're in that dashed area or hatched area as it's sometimes called. That's favorable of some strong EF2 or greater tornadoes this evening. So if the storm is strong enough to produce a tornado warning, which if it does, we'll be giving those check-ins. That's definitely something you want to make sure you're planning for. You have all of those Christmas decorations. A lot of people still have their Christmas decorations outside, have those secured. Make sure you know where your tornado safe space is. Now getting into more of South Central Arkansas, some of East Central Arkansas, kind of including places like Jefferson County, Arkansas County, Dallas County, Cleveland County, that's in that yellow shaded region. An isolated brief spin up tornado could be possible this evening with the next round that's kind of moving through. But again, this is all mainly staying south of that Pulaski County, Saline County, Garland County line where a lot of our people are. The hail threat again staying to our south across that southern third of the state. Most of the stronger storms or severe storms we've had this morning have been producing either the gusty winds or the hail, which is good news. The tornado threat has really been staying to our south. Speaking of winds gusting between 60 to 80 miles an hour are possible, but again in that Chico County, Ashley County area in southeastern Arkansas could see wind gusts up to 70 or 80 miles an hour. So just making sure we're following along with that. I want to kind of show you more of the potential future radar. This is a high resolution model through the next couple hours of what that'll look like. So here's kind of a look across the state right now with those strongest storms again to the south. That's where we're seeing that severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now for that quarter size hail and those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We're going to advance this a few hours, let's say to 3 o'clock. We're still keeping up with those reds and oranges, those stronger storms, really tightly bound to southern and eastern Arkansas along that Mississippi River border. But we could still see some thunderstorms across east central Arkansas, the Pine Bluff area, Monticello, maybe even Searcy and Batesville could be getting some heavier downpours. 6 o'clock when we're checking in on air, hopefully you're joining us. Still seeing the heaviest line of those storms kind of moving now into northwest Mississippi, mainly tracking some rain showers across central and west central Arkansas. As this continues pushing to our east, there will be the opportunity for a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms that'll kind of build from southwest Arkansas around 9 o'clock, moving into central Arkansas through those midnight hours. This doesn't hold as big of a potential for severe weather as this first round does, but we will just continue to kind of see some rain overnight. By Sunday morning, most of that rain moving east out of the state. We'll see some clearing, we'll see some sunshine tomorrow. So this weekend won't be a complete bust with rain. We're going to kind of take this back to current radar one more time to just look at the latest scans of radar of what's happening across the state. Again, right now we really only have one severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 1:45 for portions of Bradley, Calhoun, Cleveland, and Dallas counties for quarter-sized hail and strong wind gusts, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This isn't a huge severe threat for Arkansas today, but just kind of making sure what you're aware. I know a lot of people are still visiting with family this weekend for the holiday, and this is probably a nuisance for you, all of the rain and the thunder that we have going on, but we just want to make sure you're weather aware, and if anything changes, we will have updates throughout the day. So I'm not going to take too much of your time up on this Saturday. Kind of the bullet points of what we're tracking today is just the potential for those strong storms. That's mainly across southern and southeastern Arkansas, specifically more concerned towards Chico, Ashley, and Union counties, where there's in more of that level 4 out of 5 or moderate risk, getting kind of closer towards the Louisiana and Mississippi borders. But this will continue through those evening hours. I say at least through dinner time, we'll continue to see that potential for some severe storms across our southeastern counties. All modes of severe weather are possible. So far, we've just been seeing the gusty winds and hail, but a brief spin-up tornado can't be ruled out through the evening. So just make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. And with that, I will see y'all again at 6 o'clock tonight on THV11 at 6. Brooke Buckner, myself, and Nick Luttrell will be here having the latest updates with news. I know the Razorbacks just won a big game yesterday, so Nick will have updates on that, and then we'll check in again on the forecast. I hope y'all are having a great weekend. We'll see you soon.